What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bob Barry, aka the Brand Man. Today we are back with some more Amber, a touching, heartbreaking, kinetic story. So we're gonna hop right into where we left off. Let's get it. With a contrite sigh, he headed over towards the fully lit forbidden room and discovered Amber playing with stuffed animals. His gaze softened. I suppose that I can't do anything, he reassured himself. Without a word, he went to sit next to her. On the bed, the little girl was moving the stuffed animal's hands while making them speak. In her weak voice, she was narrating a stuffed animal tea party and seemed to be enjoying herself very much. The light was back in her eyes. Suddenly, she got mad at a plump cow and scolded her harshly.
It's dirty! Stop it right now! You're making a mess! Allie, what did I just say? It's dirty! You've got to behave yourself. And don't roll on the floor. You shouldn't make a fuss just because you didn't get what you wanted.
As punishment, she sent the cow in a corner while ordering her not to move and replaced it with a pony with long eyelashes. The stuffed animal tea party hosted by the blue monkey was obviously not going as planned. Tristan examined the little girl's every move with care. She finally noticed his presence. He felt he had to speak. Are you having fun?
Yeah, I don't know that there was a bedroom in your house. Whose room is it?
It was my wife's favorite room before she left.
What happened to her?
It's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you another time. The music is way too perky and cheery for this dark, depressing scene. God. Meanwhile, the meal is getting cold. Don't you want to eat?
I'm coming right now. What's for dinner?
Spaghetti boneless. Jackhead says bolognese.
Great, I love it.
That evening, Tristan Mallory admired little Amber as she wolfed down her food, half amazed, half distracted. Seeing her so happy soothed his heart a little bit at the same time.
Are you tired?
The child suddenly asked with a serious air. A little. I worked hard today. She didn't comment further. Still amazed by the princess's bedroom, she revived the topic with starry eyes. Do you like it?
Yeah, a lot. I wish I had a similar room.
If you want, I'll give it to you. Okay, so hold up, pause 1 second. They met today off the street, and now she's moving in. They are way too whoa. And she's like,
What?
my wife left a long time ago. Her stuff is still inside and I don't use it, so if you like, it's yours. Okay, so if she's moving in and his wife had a pony unicorn room, my thought process is his wife was also 7 years old, and now he's adopting another 7-year-old, and Tristan's just a fuckboy, perv pedo. You can stay in her room while looking for your parents and what you got lost. What do you say?
Can I really? But it doesn't belong to me.
There is nothing sadder than a house without life, don't you think? I know that my wife loved to rest in her favorite room. There she felt at ease like on a cloud, but now she's not living here anymore. 'Cause I killed her, bitch. Since you seem like this place, I think it would make her happy to know that her bedroom is in good hands.
And I can do whatever I want in it.
While I'm at work, you'll be able to play in this room as much as you want. I'll leave you some leftovers for the lunch. You'll only have to heat them up in the microwave, and in the evening, we'll play together if you'd like to.
Do I need to go to school?
Yeah, fuck that. No more school. Only games. Whoa, Tristan, hold the fuck up. She's probably in about the 4th grade. You can't just cut her off from education. Oh.
Yay, great.
In front of Amber's overflowing enthusiasm, Tristan Mallory couldn't help but smile faintly, almost pitifully. Yes, that's it, he kept telling himself as if to reassure himself. All I'm doing is keeping her around till she remembers who she is and what she's lost. That's it, Tristan, waiting for her to remember. Ooh, new scene. Thus began their strange routine. Tristan Mallory woke up early in the morning to go to work, but before leaving and rushing into the fog, he had to take a few minutes before facing the daily grind. A few brief minutes on the threshold to gaze at the sleeping Amber. That is weird. Then he ran away through the streets covered by dead leaves, escaping far away toward the mountains of paperwork, toward the baleful tower furnished by vast offices where the slaves, chained to their computers, toiled away for the lord of that place. Well, at least that's what the little girl thought his working day looked like. As for her, she woke up easily around 9 a.m., and her first reflex was to stretch and yawn in front of cartoons with a bowl of cereal in hand. She followed her. What is that thing? Okay. She followed her favorite heroines' adventures. All of them were beautiful and courageous. All of them were friends of her life, princesses with elegant superpowers covered with light effects and flower petals. Rich and beloved, they lived a perfect and inviolable existence, especially the main character, who owned a bedroom similar to Amber's. It was colorful and filled with cute accessories. However, this room was only part of a bigger palace furnished the same way.
How I would like to live in a castle as well.
With cute animals as her friends, the heroine hunted the villains, fell into the traps, and called for the help of her charming prince, an ideal and fantasized man who served her hand and foot. Life seemed easy, full of laughs and adventures. All that was needed was to send back the bad woman to her hiding place in the darkness. After all, she was nasty because she envied the young dazzling girls, nasty because she was old and disillusioned. Amber would have loved to have magical powers, allowing her to make cute outfits appear, allowing her to have a stable where unicorns slept, allowing her to have a ballroom where she could organize extravagant parties based on beautiful dresses and cupcakes. It was always disappointing for her to see the end of the episode. Of course, there were other programs, but the story with magical jewels was her favorite. When the cartoons ended, she went to fill in her coloring books in her room, daydreaming about being among those heroines. And then at midday, she heated up the leftovers that Tristan had left and went back to watching TV. New programs awaited her. She's one fucking couch potato. Again, she had her favorite, the one where a little girl owned a puppy that was different from the others. It was a red puppy who could sneak around. It was so very adorable with its big eyes and comical expressions that made her melt. Probably Clifford.
How I would like to have a dog that cute.
The meal passed quickly to the rhythm of opening songs that she knew by heart. This was usually the time Tristan chose to call to make sure everything was okay. She never missed the opportunity to tell him the content of the episodes of the day, how the heroine had defeated the evil witch with her magical mirror, how the dog had helped her mistress at school. Relieved, he would start eating his sandwiches without appetite, but sated by the little girl's word. Might be satiated, whatever. She hung up, satisfied with her story, and usually turned off the television after the last cartoon to rest on her big bed surrounded by her stuffed toys. Around this time, she usually read a fairy tale. She loved to tell herself the story of Cinderella again and again while sucking her teddy bear's ear. It was her favorite. People in life itself were nasty to Cinderella. She had to work hard. It was exhausting. She had to earn her meal, and the nasty, ugly sisters believed themselves superior. Fortunately, the prince recognized the heroine's natural talent. She was pretty and she was special. He brought her with him to his castle to live a golden existence where she wouldn't have to work their fingers to the bone, where money flowed freely, where Cinderella could have everything she wanted, including all the things that shone, accessories, dresses, cakes. All she had to do to fill time was to organize parties with their friends. The ugly sisters were not invited. They were too ugly, too rude, and they did not deserve such a paradise. Cinderella was happy. She knew love, true love, the only love, the love with gliding and gilding and glitter, for what more could she ask? Amber fell asleep happy, hoping to meet her charming prince one day, the one who would only have eyes for her and would give her a room like the one the princesses that she admired so much had. She doesn't realize that her Prince Charming is Tristan, a 35-year-old pedo who took her in off the streets. When she opened her eyes, the little girl rushed again to the living room to watch a tape, a Disney movie. Copyright. Depending on her mood, she chose one with the animals, or one with a couple who lived happily ever after. Often then, she watched Snow White or The Little Mermaid. Amber loved the idea of a glass coffin containing a body that would not grow old despite death, that would remain always young and beautiful, lying in wait to be freed from her prison for the magical kiss that would change the course of her story. The prince spirited her away from the common hut of those proletarian dwarves who were friendly but so uncouth. She also loved the idea of a beautiful and rebellious mermaid swimming through the oceans looking for treasure, but sacrificing her freedom for the man in her life, sacrificing the endless to squeeze into the gilded cage she had fantasized about 1,000 times. The beautiful and rebellious mermaid never listened to anybody else, which reminded her of her own condition. She too was a sweet, capricious girl. She played these tapes on loop day after day until snack time. By then, stuffed with idyllic images, she dug into sweets that Tristan bought for her: cupcakes, colorful macaroons, pastries, bread, and Nutella. Of course, there were cartoons at this time as well. As it was getting late, she finally pushed the off button to resume her fantasies elsewhere in her room, wielding her dolls with skill, perfectly tracing the course of her dreams. I'm exhausted. We're gonna call that an episode right there. Tristan just got home from work. We'll see what happens next time. I am so ready to find out what happens at the end of this. I'm exhausted. Okay, I'm gonna go drink some water and we'll get back into this. Have a great day, everybody. Here's a good old slurp to get you going.